Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for joining me again. So I'm gonna do a quick video here, just follow up on functions. The functions that we went through the other day were kind of just very basic. So I wrote up some advanced functions here, kind of do a little bit more. Basically, I have one that's a utility function and one that is actually going to do a process for us. So what I have this one here doing is getting an application install. Again, I just set it up here with my commandlet binding, have some parameters for the name of the application that we're looking for, and whether we want the latest version or not. Sometimes you can have an application that has multiple versions on the same system. So if you provide latest, it'll just return the latest one. Um, Starts through here. I have a few sections, begin and process. These are optional sections. Basically, you could break out your code and do like pre-processing, the actual process, and then there's also at the bottom here end. So that would be any cleanup or anything that you want to do to finalize it. Again, these are just optional. I added them in there just for a reference point in case you actually needed something like that. So going into the body of the function on this first one here, I just do a quick check to see if it's a 64-bit operating system. If it is, then there's two registry sets where the uninstall values for programs are. So the 32-bit one here is called WoW 6432 node, and it's under HKey local machine software. And then underneath that, the rest of it is the same. Basically, what I'm doing here is I'm getting the child objects underneath this key uninstall. So there's a bunch of GUIDs or registry keys with names that define a install on the system, and those show up under control panel. So if you wanted to retrieve something that you see in control panel or search through the applications that are listed in control panel or on the system in general, they would, if they're installed with an MSI or the Windows installer, the Microsoft Windows software installer, they would be listed under this uninstall key. Then I filter through and get the registry key value with display name and match it to whatever you provide with name. And I just put an asterisk after so you can do like partial matches. So if you do like, Adobe Reader DC, it should get Adobe Reader DC, and then if it has a version after or anything after that, should return that same those values as well. Um, then I am piping it through to a convert from application registry key. This is that utility function up here that I wrote as well, um, just to parse out the actual key itself and return a custom PowerShell object with the values that I wanted. So just to go through this one real quick, and then we'll flip back to where the other function is. So the first parameter here, I'm having it just called input object. So and Microsoft provided syntax for their commandlets and functions. They name their input objects, ones that are piped from a pipeline input object. So I did the same. The only difference is it has to be a registry key array. So it could be a single registry key or an array of registry keys. And again, I provided the attribute here so you can pipe it from pipeline. So you can use the pipes and then just pipe it into this function as a parameter. And then also I have a reference array. So you have to pass in a array list, and from that array list, the PowerShell objects that I create in here will be added to it. And then it just basically exits that. So going back to our call here, so we pipe into our utility function and then reference our array list that we defined here. So we create a new array list. So that's for 32-bit. Then it goes ahead and does the regular registry key location for uninstall. And this would be the same path if it was 32-bit or 64-bit. Again, this WoW 6432 node would only exist for installed 32-bit applications on a 64-bit system. Otherwise, they share the same path. So this does the same thing. It passes in the array list. So basically, we're creating a collection of 32-bit and 64-bit applications on a 64-bit system, or just 32-bit applications on a 32-bit system. It processes the latest switch that we provided at the top here. And if you are looking for the latest, it just does a sort descending based off the display version, so whatever's recorded as the version for the application, and then it selects the first one. So it just gets the latest based off of version, and then it returns the array list. So we'll run that. I just did get application install. I'm calling it down here with my Microsoft package that I have installed, which is just 365. Okay, and then we'll just run it here to see the output. So as you can see here, let's pull this up. So this was from the functions that we went over the other day, and then this is the output from the newer functions that we added. One, the utility creating the custom PowerShell object, and then the values returned for what we were searching for. So I hope that helps. Those were a little more advanced, and you can pick through those. Again, I'm going to upload this to my GitHub page. The link will be in the description, so you can clone the code and see what I did, run it yourself, and step through it, debugging, so you can understand it a little bit better. If you liked the video, please go ahead and drop me a like. You can subscribe as well. Again, I'm going to be doing more content than just PowerShell. I'm trying to make it through these basics. Just trying to find enough time as well to start a new project. I do have a new project coming up that I do want to start in C#, and hopefully I'll be able to do that in the next coming weeks. So thanks again for watching, and have a good day.